Okay.
Oh, I hear something.
He's there.
Oh, I hear something.
He's there.
Oh, finally. Turn your sound down, Debbie.
He's there.
Oh, finally.
All right, I've muted my computer, so there shouldn't be an echo now.
Okay. Yes, happy birthday, Gina. All right, everybody can hear now. I am so sorry. I have a really complicated computer, maybe more complicated than I should. Anyway, we won't talk about my failings. I was up at 4:30 this morning making sure everything worked. Changing batteries. We had a dead microphone. The battery had been left on. Just one thing after another. So anyway, we're all here now, and I just noticed that everything is now upside down.
And it's amazing to see all of you. Welcome, everybody.
So we're going to do this, which is going to upset people. There we go. Now everything's right. It was upside down.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Wow. Anyone have any comments about the show this morning? So, yes, hi, Jan. No biggie, huh?
You have to be on this end to really appreciate that sense of anxiety that flushes through you when something doesn't work.
The quiet screaming, the anxiety, the feelings. Anyway, welcome everybody. Gosh, this just kind of snafu. No, it's called a lot of other things. I mean, the Oxford English Dictionary has like 168 million words in it, and we used quite a few of them this morning in doing this. I believe in being creative. So anyway, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, let's start off with the Unlimited Special Edition box. Everybody should have received the ones
who ordered one
that were pre-ordered by now. I mean, we've still have, I don't know, I think we're down to the last 5 boxes. So some were ordered not through the pre-order, but as part of the extras, and some people may not have those yet. But everybody that pre-ordered should have gotten their boxes.
So anyway, and this might be the last one of these unlimited edition boxes for a while because of tariffs, but we'll talk about that in a few more minutes. But the boxes that are available, we decided the last few boxes that we'd let you pick out your own orphan. And so all of the boxes are listed individually in the limited edition tag, which even though it's unlimited, it's in the limited edition tag on the Gemstone Orphanage. But you can go in and you can look at the orphans and pick the one that you want. And as Debbie says, I don't think there's a lot left, but that's fine.
I did put all of the extras up for sale under the Adopt a Box. They're listed at a 25% off discount. Some of them are already sold out.
But
because of the tariffs, it's been real iffy as to whether I can get more stuff in or not. I just did get a confirmation that one of my later orders that I was afraid might have missed the deadline actually is sitting in Tennessee. It's closer to Colleen right now than it is to me. And there are more of those tiger eye rectangles are in there.
The two hold beads.
One, the double drilled rectangle tiger eye beads. There is more of the bells in there. That's 2 of the items I know that are showing out of stock.
So do you pronounce it Bell or Bell?
There are more rounds. I was surprised by the time we finished packing all the boxes. I was almost out of the 8mm rounds.
8mm, that's the tiger eye rounds.
And the tiger eye rounds. So if you go into that Adopt a Box and you see that an item is out of stock, give it maybe just a few days, maybe into the first part to the middle of next week, and more might be showing up.
I think the 8s came in yesterday, didn't they?
If I've mentioned something that you know you're going to want and you want to go ahead and place an order to make sure you get some of the other stuff, you can always email me. Ask me to hold the order until something that's missing comes in, and then I can communicate with you to get it added into your order. We'll work something out. So.
Gosh, we're only 10 minutes into this. It's felt like 2 hours already, just because of the problems this morning. Yeah, so anyway, the way the unlimited edition box worked, if you remember, was we took pre-orders, and this way everyone who wanted a box or more than one box could, put in a pre-order, and then what we would do is go to our vendors and order the stuff we needed for the boxes. Obviously, with tariffs and the thing being up in the air, we don't know what's going to happen right now. And so we're going to just put those on hold for a little while, but be aware we have plenty of stock to do all of the other things that we do. I mean, we've got naked babies just all over the place. The place is like a naked baby nursery. And the premium boxes, the special edition boxes, I think we have enough stones in sets.
We've been calling them collections. They're
Debbie
like
calls them
mini
collections.
boxes. They replaced the tweens after we stopped doing the subscription program. Most of you are probably familiar with, we did a collection with Becky, we did one with Gina,
Colleen.
we've done one with Colleen. Those we're going to continue. In fact, we're going to try to keep doing at least one of those every month. And there is one coming out right about mid-May.
We're doing it with somebody.
And because we do them with another designer person who likes to review our boxes
Do
for us.
tutorials online.
And do tutorials online and that. We're trying to help these people promote their channels and things. So in order to see the collection when it first comes out.
We're not going to tell you who it is right now, but it rhymes with Danielle Wicks, right? I'm getting glares. Go ahead, Debbie.
So anyway, just kind of keep an eye on maybe Danielle's site somewhere around mid-May if you like to see the collections. We do have one that Steve and I will be releasing under our own name and channel and all of that for June, because in June we're celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary. So I can glare at Steve. I've been married to him for 50 years. So.
Wow. So long.
Almost in June. So I am planning probably one of the most special boxes I can imagine.
Yes, Debbie was 5 years old when we got married, so she's still young. Good one, Steve. I don't know which one.
So collections, which are just like the boxes, will still be coming out.
They'll be fun.
I have plenty of stones for those. It's when we start getting up into the hundreds that we were running into trouble. So.
Yep, there's going to be, gosh, what are all the 50s going into this box? There's going to be 50 items in the box.
There'll be at least 50 boxes.
There will be 50 boxes.
I took Steve's favorite gemstone and my favorite color. So, I'll give you a hint there. We're talking, my favorite color is blue and Steve's favorite stone is onyx. So it'll be an interesting box.
So it's the black and blue box, which is so appropriate for 50 years of marriage. So yes, black and blue is our code word. And it'll probably be somewhere around $50 too, I think, after discounts and that. And coming out in June?
In June. Probably the latter half of June. It's just, I've had a lot of people ask me so that they can plan ahead for when our boxes, and that's what I'm trying to do right now is let you know what we've been planning, and we have enough in the works that we're pretty sure it's going to come across. So the other thing we are going to start doing, we wanted to find a way to, it's not exactly fight the tariffs, but it's to overcome some of the fear and the unknown that this new tariff issue is presenting. It's our answer to it. We are going to start having what I'm calling a tariff ruckus. Steve
Yeah, I'm calling it a yard
a
sale.
yard sale.
We started doing, and someone just wished you a happy birthday, Debbie. Melanie knows Debbie's birthday is tomorrow, and we're going to be celebrating that all month long. But here, not that any of you need to be concerned about it.
Thank you, Melanie.
Yeah, but the tariffs, they're frightening people. I mean, the tariffs technically have been in place for some time, but on May 2nd, there's a major change going on with China where there has been a duty-free special deal that a lot of, purchasers of gemstones from China have been able to take advantage of, where you could get items duty-free, which meant outside the tariffs if they were, certain guidelines were met, and that's going away on May 2nd. So anything we order that doesn't make it into the country by May 2nd will apparently be hit with a huge tariff. And so what we're going to do in order to fight that, since a lot of bead suppliers and bead shops and that are going to be hit with 145% increase in their costs, is we're going to be bringing out all of our old stock that we've picked up, over the last, what has it been, 15, 18 years?
We opened the orphanage in 2008, so...
Yeah, but we were doing beads
so we're
before
17
that.
years.
So anyway, we are not going to mark everything up. In fact, we are going to keep things the same. We told ourselves we would never do this, but we're going to be doing these ruckuses, something which we used to do here locally, where because we weren't a bead shop, we were kind of a salon where you came in and made things. We would periodically let everybody come in and we'd open the doors and let them go back and buy from our stock. And so that's what we're going to do with all of you. We'll see how it goes.
It'll be on Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock again, and it'll be an opportunity to buy a lot of the gemstones that you have seen in the boxes, in the bags. We're going to offer them as full strands or half strands. Lots of variety. I promise the prices are going to blow you away.
Yeah, kind of. I'm already upset about it, but it's going to be a little different. I know there's a lot of sites that sell beads online, so we're going to try to make it a little bit different. But it's a yard sale, and so you don't pay full price at yard sales, do you?
No, this is going to be beads at yard sale prices and findings.
And
not
findings.
Just beads, but findings. What there probably won't be are your orphan stones.
Yep, won't be orphans.
There won't be orphans.
This is
just
strictly beads, and we've got some fun ones. I mean, we're talking lapis, and we're talking labradorite. Some fun beads. Like I says, the kind of beads that we put into the boxes.
I've been wanting. Problem with mukaite is I don't have the orphan stones, so all these beautiful rounds have just been sitting there because I haven't had an orphan stone to put them with. So it'll be things like this that end up in these yard sales.
In the yard sales. And we'll try it for a couple of weeks. Like I said, we'll do it 2 weeks in May. Not the last week because that'll be a Parti-Line, but we'll do it, the 2 weeks before that.
So what we're trying to do is come up with a more fixed type calendar for everybody. And here's what we've kind of come up with. The first Saturday of each month will be an auction. And this time for next Saturday, the May 3rd auction, I used to just go in, and if I wanted a rainbow jasper, I reached into the drawer that has all the rainbow jasper and grabbed an orphan. But for this one, I actually took time and looked at all my rainbow jasper orphans and picked out what I thought was one of the most unique and prettiest. So our auctions are going to definitely take a turn for the more unique type stones.
Yeah, we've always tried to keep the fun stones for the individual stones for the auctions, and I think all of you have been able to see it. We try to keep some, more budget-minded stones too, but still try to
Why
keep
don't you
fun.
show 'em the video?
Yeah, would you like to see the video?
Yeah, we're going to release the video for next Saturday.
Probably
that shows
today or
the
tomorrow.
Orphans, but Steve can load it for us right now,
Yeah.
and you can be the first ones to see what's going to be offered next
Yeah,
Saturday.
this is the video without all the titles and the smart remarks and the information.
It's just the stones.
So if you just give me a second, I will load it up. You will be the first ones to see them. And one thing that's different about this is we do have 5-second chances in this auction, and those stones are in the display or in the
You'll see
little
them this time. In the
video
past,
as well.
we didn't put them into the video.
We
This
surprised
time we
you.
decided to do it.
But you all know the second chances are there, so they're here. So let me get this up and get it running right about now. Yeah, they're hearing the sound on the video. This runs about 2 minutes. Turn your sound up. Oh, now turn it down. You haven't seen this yet, have you? Oh, I'm sorry. You can talk to him on chat.
Why do you want to watch this for the first time?
I gotta go and figure out how the sound finally started working. Okay, that's enough. Debbie hadn't seen this yet.
No, I hadn't seen what he put together yet, so.
And so I'm still going to, it still has to put all the titles and the information in, but we thought it'd be fun to let you be the first to see it here. So anything
Then-
jump out at you? Anything that you like? Or are there things that you would like to see? Here's your chance to tell us. You can tell us and tell us. Yeah, there are some amazing jaspers in there. There are some fun things.
And we'll keep loading our naked babies onto the website for people. They are also unique, one-of-a-kind stones. The biggest difference between a naked baby orphan and an auction orphan would be I probably have several that could look a lot like the naked babies, where I'm trying to make the auction stones truly unique, where you would never get another one that's really quite like that.
Yeah, the
So-
carved stones. We don't have a lot of the carved stones. We were digging through the orphans and found the only example we've ever seen of a tiger iron that's red. An all red tiger iron. We have one of those, and it'll at some point probably end up at an auction.
The tiger iron's a fascinating stone. It's
By
made
itself.
up of 3 stones that stand really well on their own. Tiger eye, hematite, and that's the real hematite, not the synthetic stuff, because
It's
came out
real
of the earth.
hematite too.
And red jasper.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 stones that you will often find in a tiger iron stone. And if you're into some of the metaphysical properties of that, it's kind of neat because a tiger iron stone would contain all of those.
But we've got this one stone that is just the red
It has
jasper,
tons of red jasper. in it.
the tiger eye, And it's just really unusual. And that's the kind of thing we look for the auctions. The orphan or the naked babies are just plain fun, and the things that go into the box, we try to keep everything somewhat consistent. And that's hard, but we have some naked baby hunters for us now working for us, and they're finding fun things for us. So anyway, the auction will be next week, 10 o'clock. And
First Saturday every month should be an auction. Last Saturday of every month is our Parti-Line, like what's going on right now.
And in between.
And the Saturdays in between will be the yard sales.
Or ruckuses.
We were going to do the auction last weekend, and I realized it was Easter, and I thought, the exception to this calendar would be a major holiday.
Like Mother's Day.
Like Mother's Day, we won't be doing the yard sale or ruckus. And it just so happens that Steve and I are going to be out of town that weekend, too.
Yes, our daughter's graduating from Yale.
And so when something like that happens, then we will definitely put notices on Facebook. We'll send out notices through the emails. Kind of, if you know that it's a holiday weekend, maybe pay attention to make sure that we're still going to be doing the yard sale or something. But there are 5 Saturdays in May. So the first Saturday is the auction. That's the 3rd. Mother's Day, we won't be here. The next 2 Saturdays, the 17th and the 24th, we will start our yard sales. And then the 31st is the Parti-Line.
Which I believe is also Memorial Day weekend, but we're still going to do the Parti-Line.
We'll do the Parti-Line because people can watch that later and still pick up everything.
We're getting lazy. In fact, we feel really bad that it's taken us this long to get an auction out. This is actually our 12th adoption auction, which when we first started this, we didn't know if anyone would even be interested. Yes. This trip for Debbie is her birthday, Mother's Day, anniversary. This is her all-in-one present.
I have never been back east before. I kind of envy those of you we have a lot of people who live back east, but I have never seen New York, or I want to see Niagara Falls on this trip. So
enough about fantasies, Debbie. Let's get for your fantasies. Let's talk about the challenge.
All right, the Stash Book Challenge came about because last month I asked for some help on what type of a challenge we could put together that people would be interested in. I actually had a few people come back and make a couple suggestions. The most popular suggestion was to fashion a challenge out of around the animal kingdom or that. And I've noticed in our Facebook group, so many of you have some of the most beautiful pets I've ever seen. Your cats and your dogs.
And some less than beautiful, but cute just the same.
And that's so... I got on board with that, and I posted last week the challenge. It officially will start tomorrow, but
it's been going on.
Yeah, it's been going on, and I would have counted anything that got posted this last week. We could have had a 2-week earring week instead of a 1 week.
Okay, so is there 4 weeks?
Start putting this stuff up there.
I'm sorry, I was waiting for you to say something.
So while I'm talking about the Stash Challenge, the party bags, I've got Steve loading up and showing what I pulled out a bin from my storage unit from our studio. So this is definitely old stock, but it was a bin that had nothing but a ton of shell beads in it. And as you can see, there's all colors and shapes.
There's some for the purple people.
And this is just a fraction, really, of what's in the bin. But every week that you enter the Stash Challenge, you will get a strand of shell beads, like the ones that we're showing you here. So at the end of 4 weeks, you could have 4 strands of shell beads coming in your party bag. And then...
I haven't got them all out there yet,
You don't
Debbie.
have them all out yet. Okay.
Anyway, there's that's. I mean, we've got some drippy paint ones.
Yeah, these are just, they're a lot of fun, but like I said, they are kind of old stock. You probably wouldn't find any of these shell beads anymore.
Sure you would.
I don't know, I kind of doubt it.
We've got them.
Anyway, just every color you can imagine. If you participate in the stash challenges and you're just really dying for certain colors or shapes or something, you can always just drop me emails. I do the best I can to
All right.
meet all the requests.
Tell them what else we've got.
All right, so if you enter all 4 weeks, if you do the earring, post a picture
You
of
have to
some earrings,
post a picture each week.
the bracelet, the necklace, and then the 4th week is you can post anything you want. Anything goes. So if you post once a week, I found a bag. It had actually brought back behind a stack of bins that has a bunch of the Preciosa fire polish crystals. These were included in one of the boxes. I think it was the Druzy box back last May, so almost a year ago. I didn't know I had any strands like this left over. But for everyone who enters all 4 weeks, I will throw in one of these Preciosa fire polish crystal strands. So you'll end up getting a 5th strand if you do all 4 weeks. Also, every week that you post a picture showing us what you're making and doing, you get a drawing entry ticket.
A ticket.
And the drawing will be at the next Parti-Line for everybody who, you only have to post one picture to get one ticket, but if you do it each week, you'd have 4 tickets in the drawing bowl. And this is for some gemstone carved figurines that I have. And Steve is showing you one of the
I'm showing them all.
amethyst bear. There's a
It's a rainbow jasper
rainbow
bear.
jasper bear. There is a tiger eye horse or two.
Or two.
There are a couple of there's a lapis angel,
That's
a
not the
sunlight
lapis.
angel. These are just to give you some examples of what I'm talking about. These aren't drilled in any way, because so I don't really consider them like pendants or anything.
No, these are sit
But,
on the shelf.
Yeah, they're little companions, if you ask me. So we will have
They're pets.
we will
Any
have
of you, if you've ever wanted a pet bear or a pet angel,
yeah, and there might be a few more I haven't run across yet, but we will have a this drawing will be that you would receive one of these gemstone figurines into your party bag along with your shell pearls and
we're gonna do we're gonna draw for 3 of them
so there.
this time.
Again, there are no requirements or anything. You make something from your stash.
That's
you
the
post
requirement.
it on the Facebook page, and that gets you into the stash challenge. If you miss a week, that's not a problem. Post the next week. I'm pretty flexible on the dates. The dates are more of a guideline to help steer us through the contest. What else? Any questions on the stash challenge?
The shipping, we'll do.
The shipping. The shipping was the only hurdle that we had to these stash challenges. And that's because we're up to high 30s, 40 people that participate. And when it costs us $6 to ship,
Or more.
that was a pretty big ticket. So we came up last month and it seemed to work really well. You'll be given an option on how to receive your party bag. We can hold it, and whenever anything else at all gets shipped out to you, we will include the party bag in with it. It just means you don't get it right away. If you want that party bag right away, I can invoice you for the flat rate shipping fee, which is usually still less than what
The actual shipping.
costs us.
Yes, it is.
But that's okay. We're not going to raise or change our shipping rate right now.
We can write it off.
So you can choose that option. Definitely watch for an email at the end of the challenge where we ask you to let us know how you want to receive these party bags. If we don't hear back from you, which happened with
Quite a few.
the last ones, I didn't get a response back, then we just will hold it and ship it with whatever
whatever
names
order
get
comes
sent to
in.
you. So several of you got your pearls in with your tiger eye.
Yep, or
this
with
time.
naked baby orders or adopt-a-box orders. And I have to say, the people that got the maximum pearl bag, there were some pretty heavy bags and boxes that went out this month because Debbie really kind of loaded them up. And yes, Colleen, the bunny roo was my favorite too. And we went back to our vendor. I mean, it was a cool story because they advertised them as carved kangaroos, but these were short-tailed, fluffy-tailed kangaroos
with
long ears and no pocket. And so, yeah, the bunny roos. And I went back to the vendor and says, have you got any more? And they don't have anything. And haven't since we did it. So those of you who got the bunny roos, those are collector items now. So, and carved anything is getting hard to find. Okay, any questions about the stash challenge, which Debbie calls All Creatures Greater Smile?
Presented so far. I have one more topic that even Steve doesn't know I'm going to bring up. But before I get
it probably
into
has to do with me.
Let's make sure we've answered any questions.
What did I do? Okay.
Okay, I'm not seeing any questions.
I'll tell you if any questions come up. Go ahead.
Okay, some of you out there, I don't want to actually name names, have been an inspiration for an idea that I've had. I will mention Melanie because I actually talked on the phone with her about it. She was telling me that she doesn't have room for the beads and needs to go on a bead buying diet just because she doesn't have room to store any more beads. And she, like I've heard from many other people, sometimes have an excess and they don't know what to do with them. In her case, maybe they're just not quite the color, shape, or whatever that she likes to work with. So I told her that something Steve and I have been doing ever since we opened the orphanage is whenever we hear about somebody who is having a real struggle, either with health or with finances, or in one case it was the tornadoes and the hurricanes. One person in our community
destroyed
was out
their
of her
home
and is currently living with a relative in order just to have a roof over her head. And she lost all of her orphans and stones in that catastrophe. Well, when Steve and I hear about this, we have been sending out boxes and naked babies and things to these people. So I told Melanie that, you know, if she said she was going to send me some of her excess stuff. And I told her if she does that, I will do one of two things with what she sends me. If it's something that would just absolutely be perfect for a dress-up bag, it would end up in a dress-up bag. And we will compensate her for that. We will give her baby bucks or something else so that she can turn around and use that to get
we haven't worked out all the
details.
details.
She likes. But a big portion of it would go into what I'm calling these CareCraft boxes to go to people who I know in our community who are struggling, going through a difficult time right now, and try to use it to just give them a little lift. I mean, and I know that our community is one of the most fantastic communities out there. So I'm opening it up as an invitation to everybody. If you're in the same predicament where you've got more beads than you know what to do with, and you would like to donate them to the orphanage, we are going to set up some kind of a program where you will get recognition for this donation that you're making, and that it's going to find its way into the hands of somebody who right now can't afford to buy the beads and things.
Yep. Or we might just do a sharing program or do something. I think we still need to work out details, don't we, Debbie?
Actually, Kim, I have thought about the finished jewelry, and I thought if this works, then yes, I wanted to expand that. I thought the people I'm in touch with right now that I know can use, you know, just even if it's just a brightens their day sort of thing right now, are people in our community who are crafters and that. But I now want to open it up to everybody. If you know there are people out there that could just use a pick-me-up, you know, but they're not a crafter, that is where the finished jewelry would come in, and I have 18 years worth of models and finished jewelry that I plan to use in this way.
Yes, but
And if it's a finished item, I want to create a little card on the person who made the item, the designer, the artist, or whatever, and include it with the pieces when we send them out. So we, like as Steve says, we haven't worked out all
Yes.
of the little details, but I just
we'll figure something. Debbie was too excited; she had to share it,
I know
even though it's half formed. So,
it's one of those things where when something hits you and you kind of get that tingle and you start to get the goosebumps and things, and I thought, why not open this up and let everybody? I mean, we can make a difference. We could really do something for people out there.
yeah, we'll work out some details, like we may be able to get discounts on shipping and other things. Shipping coming in, I'm talking about. We'll get back to you on it. We've got to come up with a cute name for it too.
Yeah, we'll.
The baby
this is a
exchange or
direction
something.
I'd love to see the orphanage go. I really would. So.
Yeah, because Debbie doesn't have enough to do. She still has all those hours a day when she's sleeping that she could be working on the projects that she wants to do.
Well, I was up at 2 this morning, so.
Yes, I'm back in bed by 4 when I got up to make sure that everything worked, and then it didn't. So, but we're here now. Okay, what else have you got? What else are you going to throw at me?
I love that name.
Which one?
Receiver. Is that a name that somebody's already using? Yeah,
What
she
was
says
that?
there's a program called Beads of Courage,
Oh, that'd be fun.
and what a cool name. But I'm sure if we think about it, we can come up with something that's really, really neat too. And you guys, I've had so many people tell me I have a ton of beads and I don't know what to do with them. But if I can't find some way to use them or a use for them, I'm not going to be able to buy anymore.
Well, I agree with Tina. Who needs dishes? You just get rid of all the dishes in the cupboard and you keep your beads there.
Beads there, yeah.
Yes, we call it BDS. It's bead derangement syndrome. There is no cure that I've been able to find. You can go cold turkey, but the side effects are too horrible, so don't do it. You need more beads. You can't have too many beads, can't be too young or too good looking or too wealthy.
Well,
So
my first priority is to try to help and reach out to people that are actually in our community here, and then expand it outwards from there.
yeah,
So,
if we can't find it, Sherry, we'll email you. I know Debbie can find you. There it is, BDS. We've
Yeah.
got a new name.
we have a new term here.
So Beads of Courage, Jan says it's been around for a while. We'll check it out and see if it works. And 8 clothing drawers for my beads. We had a lady that just converted one room in her house to her. It was her, instead of a jewelry box, she had a jewelry room. But even that finally filled up. So, all right. Oh gosh, we have enough time for the tutorial, don't we?
Yeah, that's what
darn
we're
it.
going to finish up with. Is Steve has put together just a quick little project that he made from the tiger eye box, and he's going to show it to you.
Yes, so he says. Okay, this might end up ending early. So, but this is all stuff from the tiger eye box with one exception. And the exception is I'm using memory wire. I'm using the 0.8 millimeter memory wire, which we do have on the HomeStrung website, but I think we can probably load up some
We'll move it over to the orphanage.
to the
so
orphanage.
You don't have to order from the 2 different websites. So.
But anyway, what I'm going to do here today, and these are beads and findings that came from the box, and the only tools that you're going to need is wire cutters, or memory wire cutters, because this is memory wire and you don't want to ruin your regular cutters. Round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, and that's about it, though I think I do have some flat nose, square nose pliers that I'm going to use. And so we're going to start by cutting. This is 2 loops of the wire, and like Colleen, I'm going to go as fast as I can, and Debbie's going to try to keep me on camera, I think.
Oh, I'll have to move over to
And we're going to make 1 loop on the end, an outside loop, and bring it till it touches or almost touches. Oh, she keeps kicking me in.
And you keep going down.
Well, this is hard, Debbie. You think getting the sound to work is hard? Okay, I've got my outside loop, and then, oh, I forgot to break the neck. Okay, we bring the pliers in, and then what we're going to do is just fold it back a tiny bit. And it is just a tiny bit, just enough to get a little tiny bend, a back bend in the wire. And then we take the chain nose pliers, and we're going to just bring it right where just past where the loop touches the wire, and we're going to fold it out exactly 90 degrees, just like that. And then we're just going to start threading beads on. Debbie didn't shut her phone off. Okay, and we're going to start with a 4mm tiger eye. There's two 4mm tiger eyes in this project, and I got the one without any holes. I just use it as a stopper bead. And then we've got these they're not really mother of pearl. We advertise them as that, but these are actually shell beads that come from the freshwater pearl mollusks.
Well, they were sold as mother of pearl, so.
Yep, they were. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a bead cap, the bead cap from the box, and the wire that I'm using, since I didn't have any bronze or anything, I'm just using the what do they call this? The gunmetal. So I'm putting on one of the oh, help me out, the quartz.
The smoky
The
quartz.
smoky quartz. And then we put a bead cap on each side. And then I thought I grabbed rondelles, but apparently I grabbed rounds. And we just put a bead there. And then we put another bead cap. And this time we put a tiger eye, a 6mm tiger eye. All told, we're going to use 5 of the smoky quartz, and we're going to use 4 of the tiger eyes to do this. Put the bead cap on the other side, and then we put these cool freshwater shell beads on there, and then a cap. And where's my smoky quartz? Smoky quartz, and then a bead cap. And you just continue that. Continue with this pattern until you've got somewhere just over a half up to 2/3 of the length of the wire. And in order to save time,
Cap fell off.
my bead cap fell off, but it's out of the picture, Debbie, so nobody would have known.
Okay.
So anyway, you finish up the whole thing with another one of the 4mm tiger eyes. And so now we're going to take this and try not to drop all of the beads that I carefully threaded on here. And we're going to take the end of the wire, we're going to kind of carefully uncoil it and slip the end through the loop so it comes back around. Then we push all of these beads so they're up tight against that first loop, and then we're going to come and let's pull that tight, and about a 1/2 inch past where the last bead is, we're going to take our memory wire cutters, and we're going to, she doesn't want it to fly.
I don't want to get hit by it.
Okay, and I'm going to cheat here. I have a charm, which if you're familiar with the Alex and Annie style expandable bracelets, she always has a charm on there. And I didn't have something that matched, but this was out of the box. And so you can loop these on now, or you can do it afterwards with the jump ring, but I'm just going to put it on, then I don't have to mess with it. Okay, now we take the end of this wire, and we're going to grab it again, and we're going to make the loop. I'm doing this one backwards, aren't I? Let's bring it around here so I can do it the same way. Just fold it around till it touches, you can see it there. There's a little bit of a gap, but I'm going to put it back in there, and we're just going to fold it back a tiny bit just so we have that kind of a broken neck look. I'm just straightening it up a little bit. We grab hold of it just past where the loop is formed, and we make that 90-degree bend again. So we've got that loop there. Now we push all the beads around.
So the beads are basically only on a portion of the
Yeah.
of the memory wire.
In fact, this is a way that you can control the size too. You can make it a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to grab my flat nose, and what I've done is I've taken that loop and I've hooked it over the original wire. I'm going to
Now
pull
he's
those
just- he's
beads
gonna
out of the way. Now we're just going to
close.
seal it.
You've got to close the loop till it comes all the way down and touches, so that it won't
Come off.
come off the one that it's closing going around.
Okay, and there is the finished bracelet with the not matching gold charm. To put it on,
If you
we
put a
just
couple
pull
of
it.
little gold beads into this area.
Yeah, I know. Stick your wrist in it, Debbie.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
There we go. Get it down low.
yeah. Probably what I would have done is put just a couple of little gold accent beads
Yeah, well,
right into that back, so that I could use my flower.
I was in a dark
charms.
mood. By the way, no one's seen your nails today, Debbie.
Oh, just my nails. Huh?
So, but anyway, there's just a quick and easy bracelet using materials in the box. It doesn't take a lot of time. I'm able to do it, so it doesn't take a lot of talent
and
or
it's-
experience.
I mean, if
It's
if you-
lightweight. Go ahead.
Nope.
Nope. She is speechless.
I was gonna
She's,
say, if you're
happy
one of-
birthday, Debbie.
If you're one of those people that you like to, what is it, sport, you know, like the Gucci bags or the something shoes or something.
I've
This is just like your Alex and Annie.
Except better, because
yeah.
it has beads on it. There's your just wires. This
Yeah.
is a lot of fun.
So-
And you've got some fun gemstones. You've got some smoky quartz. You've got the seed beads, which
Got
gives
the
you a little
tiger
bit of
eye.
contrast. The tiger eye, which gives you the flash. And then you've got the charm, which has been personally blessed by me, which is almost as good as the blessed by a shaman from the A&A. All right, there it is. I am never doing this again. Colleen, you were great doing that a
we might
couple of
drag
times ago.
Colleen back here to do the
Or
tutorials
someone
in the
else.
future.
Anyone who would like to do the tutorial at the end, just send us an email and and help us out. So anyway, any last questions from anybody? Call me, okay? That was from Colleen. Now, I told Debbie I couldn't do it to you again. So, oh gosh, that was the other thing I was doing at 4:30 this morning because I couldn't make it work yesterday or the day before. So anyway, fun bracelets don't require a clasp. Kids love them. And if any of you remember the Alex and Annie craze that went on that turned them into a billion-dollar business, maybe you could go out and start your own just using this kind of a pattern.
For those of you who actually might want to try making this and doing this technique, there is a tutorial.
Yeah, we have an online tutorial, which is
on
much
the-
better.
On the YouTube channel here, I don't know how far back it is, but there is a video that Steve has done on how to do these
I'll put
expandable bracelets.
I'll put a link in the description.
and that. So you'd be able to, probably see a little bit better how he does it, stop and pause it so that you can follow along.
Yeah, I think we did like 3-4 different styles too in that. So, all right. Any questions? Any comments? Any complaints? Any suggestions? Anything you'd like to see at the adoption auction? This one's pretty much locked in, but we are always interested in what stones you're interested in. Melanie says those are called Florida Nels, Debbie.
Oh, well,
So-
I call them my happy nails.
Happy Nels. She was not happy this morning while she was putting them on, so maybe it will help. Can we adopt what, Melanie? Go ahead. Can we adopt you?
You. Oh,
Oh gosh, me or Debbie? So you bet. Is there a will involved or anything? A trust fund? Yes, you bet. That's not a problem.
Steve loves to cook, Melanie, and I
Yes.
know you have quite a history with cooking, and so the two of you would probably share a very
Yeah, Debbie would sell me off in a minute. We just have to get through the anniversary because she wants her trip.
I want.
And then
I want to hit the 50th anniversary.
yeah, then you can have me for whatever. Anyway, it's been fun. If you have any additional suggestions or comments or anything, I doubt that. There are days. Just let us know, either in the comments, send us an email. We usually post our emails different places, or on the Facebook group. We love to hear from you. Any last comments?
Yeah, the Facebook group is where I will probably start with the information for whatever program we end up calling the gift boxes or that. So look for information about that, in the Facebook group. That's the easiest place for us to communicate with people. So.
All right. I think we've said enough, Debbie. And we're just short of an hour.
Yes.
We did it, Ray. Not counting the eight longest minutes ever at the beginning when we didn't have sound. So we will work that out for next time. So everyone, take care. We appreciate you coming.
We'll see you next week at the auction, hopefully, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend.
Yes, we will see you all next week at the auction, the adoption auction. Take care.
Bye-bye for now.
Yep, bye-bye. Let's see your nails, Debbie. One more time.
Oh.
Under there.
I think Steve's more impressed with the nails than I am. So.
She had Alexa helping her put the nails on this morning. All right, you all take care. We will see you later. Bye-bye.